Hello, everybody.
I'm ready to go. Yeah, go ahead and let them in. Just tell them whenever their person is on the screen, just to stand up, let me know, okay? Morning, Floyd.
Morning, Judge Clark.
All right. If Assistant Public Defender, Assistant State Attorney, if you'll place your name on the record, please.
Griffith, Assistant Public Defender.
Andrew Epling, Assistant State Attorney.
All right. Sir, if you'll state your name.
Say your name.
Jalen Story.
All right. Mr. Story, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested on a fugitive from justice warrant out of Georgia. I believe that's for a failure, violation of probation. You're to be held without bond. I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm going to let Mr. Griffith speak to you about the extradition process, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Story, do you know if you want to waive extradition or not?
No, I do not want to waive it.
You don't want to waive it? Let me explain it to you a little bit, and you can agree to go back. We call that waiving extradition, where you're not really contesting that you're the person that they're looking for. You were in Georgia at the time the crime was committed. If you don't waive extradition, then they'll have to get a governor's warrant from Georgia and Florida. They'll have 30 days to do that, and they can get an additional 60 days to do that. So you could be sitting here for 90 days waiting for them to get those governor's warrants to get you back to Georgia without you agreeing to go back. If you agree to go back, whatever time you sit here in the jail before they come get you, and there's really not a time limit on that, but we're not going to feed you forever down here. Whatever time you sit in jail waiting for them to come get you, you'll get credit for that time when you go back up to Georgia if a sentence is imposed. If you fight it, if you don't waive extradition and you insist they get a governor's warrant, then you're sitting here on what they call a dead time, where you don't get any credit for the time you sit here in the jail. You still don't want to waive extradition?
No, I don't want to waive it. I want to continue with it.
Okay, all right, he's not waiving extradition, so I'm not going to put a return date. I just, whenever the governors get a warrant for him, they'll extradite him, okay?
All right. How about, so I don't know how many days that would be.
I don't think he got it. What he's saying is
They can hold you up to 90 days.
yeah, he had it mixed up. Tell him. You have to tell him.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna sign the waiver.
Okay, you'll do that, right? I'm gonna have a return date of October 28th.
It's all the same. Everybody get original.
Oh, so
Maybe you better let Ms. Pembroke explain it in the future.
One more signature right there where that light is on. Next. Step on the X. State your name.
Mr. Dickinson, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested on an outstanding cases for failure to appear for a pretrial release violation. Judge Stevenson has ordered you to be held without bond. I'm going to leave that as it is. Your next court date is November 20th.
Can I say something, please?
If you'd like, you can.
I'm a sole provider for my household. I've been married for 18 years.
You can't change Judge Stevenson. You gotta see Stevenson.
About that.
Another question?
Yeah. Can I see Judge Stevenson?
He gave you what was the court date again?
It's November 21st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you. Sign where the light is. That's for your copy of it.
That's the only time I can see it.
Sir, I can't do anything about your court date. You've been appointed the public defender. If there's something they can resolve, they can maybe move you up on another docket. That'll conclude your hearing for today.
Well, what does this do? What is this for?
To get the court date, and he's done. Go ahead and sign, or you can go ahead and step out.
Complete your
One of the
complete
two.
your hearing for today.
Can I put it on appeal? My bond on appeal?
Sir, side, that's enough.
Next. Red X, sir. State your name. Your name.
My name James Kerry Carter.
Mr. Carter, you're before the court today for your first appearance. Also public defender to represent you. You've been charged with one count of burglary of a conveyance. That's a 3rd-degree felony, punishment to 5 years in the Florida Department of Corrections and a $5,000 fine. Possession of burglary tools, which is a 3rd-degree felony, punishment to 5 years in the Florida Department of Corrections and a $5,000 fine. And resisting officer without violence, which is a 1st-degree misdemeanor, punishment to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Calls for your arrest. Mr. Carter, where do you live?
Sir,
Where do you live at?
where
sir?
I live in Walsall, Florida.
Okay,
About 30 miles to the north.
yes, okay. And are you working?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work at?
I work for James Earl Morris, logging,
Okay.
JS&L.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to set a $5,000 bond on each of the felonies and $1,000 on the misdemeanor. Your next court date is October 21st at 9 o'clock. Mr. Griffith, I don't know if you had a chance to read that probable cause affidavit. I believe Mr. Carter had left life management. So,
No, they let me go.
okay, well, for the probable cause affidavit that you left, but you may want to let the public defender who's going to represent him at the trial level that that's where he left from.
Yes, sir.
All right. Step to your right to the T.
What's that now?
Step on the T on your right.
Step on it, too.
Yes, sir. When the green light comes on, sign for your copy. Next.
What now? Yeah, there.
Go ahead and sign where that line is.
Do what now?
Sign your name.
What is my bond?
I'm gonna give you a copy of it.
Okay. Should I bond out today or something?
That's on the red.
All right. Can I make a
State your
phone
name.
call or I don't need to? Okay.
Say your name.
What was that? Okay, we're gonna get a better look. What? One more time. His drawers are completely falling off in the back. He hikes them up in the front and then high knees it out of there while they're like falling off the back.
Red X, ma'am. Here you go. State your name.
Tammy Crawford.
State your name, ma'am.
Tammy Crawford.
Ms. Crawford, you're before the court today for your first appearance. You've been charged with one count of domestic violence battery. That's a 1st-degree misdemeanor, punishment to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I'll find there's probable cause for your arrest. If I fail to do so, I am going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. Ms. Crawford, where do you live?
I live on
How long have you lived in Bay County?
I've been here 8 years now.
Are you working?
Are you working?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Where
sir.
do you
I work at Fat Weird Cookie Company.
Okay.
Off,
Is there a
off of
problem
Jenks.
on this
Just a
problem?
domestic and 20, just a domestic 21, and that's it.
All right, Ms.
It's-
Crawford, what I'm going to do now, I'm gonna recommend you to the pretrial release program. You'll submit the random UAs as well as breathalyzers as directed by the court or the pretrial release program. You shall not possess or consume any alcoholic beverages. You can have no contact with the alleged victim in the case. Now, I understand the relationship between y'all, and I know y'all live together. You're going to have to find somewhere else to live until further order of court. Do you understand?
I'm the custodial parent. I'm the custodial parent to Michael Robinson. His father is in Pensacola, and I'm the only person that pays all the bills.
Well, you got a court date September 25th at 8:30. So you're gonna have to come back to court then, but that's nothing else I can do. You can have no contact with him until further order of court. You understand?
So can I get my sister and her husband to come and get him?
Yes, ma'am.
Because they reside with Crestview.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. As long as you don't contact him, contact them, okay?
Okay, so. Okay.
Okay?
Because once I go back to the house, that's the only way I can get any possessions or anything.
But you have to do that. You have to contact law enforcement before you go back there if he's there, okay? But if he's somewhere else, you can go back there. You can't go while
He's my 17-year-old son, and I have no other place.
I understand that you're charged with battering him, and I found probable cause, and you've been arrested. So the best I can do is get you out of jail and have to put up a bond. Your next court date's in 2 days, but you're going to have to figure out that in the 2 days, okay?
So I stay here for 2 days?
No, ma'am.
Or-
I'm recommending you to the pretrial release program. That gets you out of jail without the bond. And there's standard conditions, but the main condition is you're to have no contact with your child.
Right.
You're not to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages. You're subject to random UAs and breathalyzers. You understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, good luck.
State your name.
Ms. Claus is here before the court today for your first appearance. I believe she's in jail on a DUI. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, you've been charged with a felony for a fraudulent person using somebody else's ID to that adversely affects them. That's a 3rd-degree felony, punished with the 5 years in the Florida Department of Corrections and a $5,000 fine. Was she originally appointed the public defender?
I would like to get one.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender for this hearing. All right, and ma'am, where do you live?
I live in Florida.
Okay. Is there a prior record?
Yes, sir.
What's that record?
23 misuse of 911, FTA, and DUI, VOP in 20, DUI, DWLSR 19, domestic 18 with an FTA on that. You have a
Okay.
domestic go ahead.
That's good. I'm gonna set a $5,000 bond based on your prior record and pay you to appear. Your next court date is October 21st at 9 o'clock. Good luck.
Step to your right to the T. Next. Red S, ma'am. State your name.
Natasha McClellan.
All right, this is Natasha McLean.
Yes, sir.
Ms. McLean, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I will appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with 1 count of domestic violence of battery by strangulation. That's a 3rd-degree felony, punished with the 5 years $5,000 fine. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit, finding the probable cause for your arrest. Ma'am, where'd you live?
I live in Springfield.
Okay. How long have you lived in Bay County?
My whole life.
Are you working?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
I'm self-employed. I'm a caregiver.
Okay. Is there a prior record?
23 cruelty towards child without bodily harm, less than 20, smuggling contraband. 22, disorderly, smuggling contraband, marijuana. 12, there's a no valid, goes back to 09 locally.
Okay. All right, ma'am, based on your prior record, I'm gonna set a $5,000 bond. You're to have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim in the case, and your next court date is October 21st at 9 o'clock. Good luck.
Step to your right to the T. Next, when the green light comes on, sign. Red X, ma'am. State your name.
All right, Ms. Hester, you're before the court today for a first appearance. You've been charged with one count of public assistance fraud. That's a third-degree felony, punished with 5 years in the Florida Department of Corrections and a $5,000 fine. Is there a prior record on Ms. Hester?
Yes, sir. 20 para, 18 flee and elude, lights, high speed, paraphernalia, meth, 16 meth with intent, para, and less than 20.
Okay. Ms. Hester, are you working?
Yes, sir. I have kept a job for 4 years straight now. I am a single mother now. I take care of just my kids. It's just me alone.
Where do you work?
Oh, I'm sorry. Gardner's Deli at Piggly Wiggly on 231 or 2301.
All right, I'm gonna recommend Ms. Hester to the pretrial release program. That'll get her out of jail, have to put up a bond. Your next court date is October 31st, 9 o'clock. Good luck.
Thank you.
Step to your right to the T. Next, Red X, state your name, ma'am.
Ms. Atmore, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with one count of child abuse. I say third-degree felony, punished with the 5 years in the Florida Department of Corrections and a $5,000 fine. One count of possession of marijuana less than 20 grams, which is a first-degree misdemeanor, punished with 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. One count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a first-degree misdemeanor, punished with 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. And resisting an officer without violence, which is a first-degree misdemeanor, punished with 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I'll find there's probable cause for your arrest. Ms. Atmore, where do you live?
I stay in Georgia right now.
Okay. And are you working?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Where are we working?
Red Lobster.
Hey, bring the rest of that, please.
Yes, sir. You have juvenile batteries and ag bats in 17, 19, 20. 21 was a battery, 23 a battery and an FTA, and a VOP earlier this year.
What I'm going to do, based on your prior record and failure to appear, is I'm going to set a $1,500 bond for this child abuse, 1,000 on the possession of marijuana, possession, 1,000 on the possession of paraphernalia, and 1,000 on the resisting officer without violence. You're to have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim in the case, and your next court date is October 17th at 9 o'clock. Good luck.
Right.
Step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next, Red X, state your name.
Ms. Flowers, you're before the court today for your first appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested and charged or arrested on an outstanding warrant alleging you violated the terms and conditions of your probation. Judge Rester has ordered you be held without bond. I'm going to leave that as it is. Your next court date is November 13th at 9 o'clock. Good luck.
Judge, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering, my production officer, Alcorn, she recommended that I don't deserve being in jail. Or, she recommended the inpatient treatment.
You'll need to talk to Judge Rester about that. He had a different opinion.
Okay. Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.